Hello everyone. So in this video of chapter coordination compounds, I'll be talking about effective atomic number and isomerism in coordination compounds. Effective atomic number or EAN rule for coordination compounds. There was an earlier attempt to explain the stability of coordination compounds which was made by Sidgwick, and he proposed an empirical rule, and that empirical rule is known as effective atomic number rule or EAN rule. EAN equals to the total number of electrons around the central metal ion in complex. EAN rule states that a metal continues to accept electron pairs till it attains the electronic configuration of next noble gas. If EAN is equal to atomic number 18, which is of argon's atomic number, or atomic number 36, which is of krypton's, or atomic number 54, which is of xenon, or atomic number 86, which is of radon, then the EAN rule is obeyed. He has given the EAN formula. How to calculate EAN for a particular metal present in complex is equal to number of electrons of metal ions, that means its atomic number, plus total number of electrons donated by ligands. And here we need to subtract its oxidation state. So we can say here EAN is equal to atomic number of metal minus number of electron lost by metal to form ion plus the electrons donated by ligands. So Z plus, minus X plus Y. Here we can say Z is atomic number, X is oxidation state of metal, and Y is the number of electrons given by ligands to central metal. For example, we have this ion hexaamine cobalt 3 ion. This compound, first we need to calculate cobalt's oxidation state. Cobalt's oxidation atomic number is 27. Its oxidation state is 3, and since there are 6 ligands, that means it has donated 6 pair of electron, which is equal to 12 electron. Value of Z would be 27. X is oxidation state is 3 and Y is 12. So EAN for cobalt is equal to 36. This is the ion which is following EAN rule, and 36 atomic number is equal to krypton's atomic number. There are some ions also, there are some compounds also which do not follow EAN rule, but still they used to follow keep on doing reaction and form the coordination compounds, and they are stable also. Hexacarbonyl chromium 0 is one of the example. Then hexacyanoferrate 2 ion is one of the example, which if you are going to calculate EAN for these two, you will find out it would be 35, which is not equal to anyone's atomic number of any inert gas. So they are stable also. Now isomerism. Isomerism in coordination compounds. One of the interesting aspect of coordination chemistry is they used to show isomerism. They have isomers. Isomers are different compounds that have same molecular formula, but they have different chemical reactivities, they have different physical properties, like they have different color, they have different solubility, they have different melting points also. Isomers are classified into two types. Number one is stereoisomers and number two is constitutional isomers. Stereoisomers, they have the same links among the constituent atoms, however the arrangement of atom in space are different. And there are two kinds of isomers. Number one is geometric and number two is optical isomers or enantiomers. Then if we are talking about structural isomers or constitutional isomers, They are further divided into four categories: linkage isomers, coordination isomers, ionization isomers, and solvate isomers. Let's talk about geometrical isomers or diastereomers first. Now, this is the thing which I told you. Stereoisomers are divided into two categories: geometrical or diastereomers, and second is enantiomers or optical isomers. Geometrical isomers or diastereomers, these are non-superimposable mirror image isomers. They are possible when the complexes are heteroleptic complexes. In these isomers, there are cis forms and there are trans forms, and they are formed by the arrangement of the ligand to the central metal. Cis isomers, which are having identical ligands on the adjacent positions. Trans isomers having identical ligands in the opposite positions. Cis and trans isomers used to have different properties, and cis and trans isomerism is observed in square planar and octahedral complexes. Now, cis and trans isomers in square complexes. The square planar complexes of type Ma2B2 or Ma2BC exist in cis and trans isomer. Here M is metal, A, B and C are the monodentate ligands. For example, we have diamine dichloroplatinum 2. This is Ma2B2 type. If we have arrangement of Cl on the same side and amine are present on the other side, so this is cis isomer. Whereas in trans isomer, you will get to see the same ligands on the opposite positions. Here cis isomer are more soluble in water than the trans isomers. Cis isomer, which is cisplatin. Here this is the cisplatin isomer. It is anti-cancer drug, whereas trans isomer is physiologically inactive. Cis isomer is polar with non-zero dipole moment, but trans isomer has non-zero dipole moment. As a result, two opposite platinum chlorine and platinum amine bond moment will cancel each other. Four tetrahedral complexes do not show cis and trans isomer. Before that, I want to tell you the another example, Ma2BC type. Well, M is platinum, is central metal, having A2 means one type of ligand, B another type of ligand, and C third type of ligand. If on two adjacent positions the same ligand is present, will be called as cis isomer, and when they are present in the opposite direction, they are called trans isomer. Now, cis and trans isomers in octahedral complexes. The octahedral complexes of type Ma4B2 or Ma4BC, and if MAA whole twice B2 exist in cis and trans isomer. Here in the third type, in this isomer you will see one of the ligand is bidentate. Now, cis isomer, you will get to see there are four amines present adjacent to each other and two chlorine ligands are present with each other at the adjacent positions, and this would be the arrangement of the ligand of chlorine in trans, and two amine are one side and two amine ligands are on the other side. This is Ma4B2 type. If you see another example, this arrangement is also a cis arrangement where four ligands which are of A type are at one side and B and C type of ligand are on one side. This would be the arrangement of trans. And when we are talking about the complexes having bidentate ligand are very much adjacent to each other in cis isomer, and monodentate are adjacent to each other. And when the monodentate are taking position opposite to each other, then they will be forming trans isomer in octahedral complex. Now, optical isomers. The complex molecules or ions that having non-superimposable mirror image are called enantiomers. The non-superimposable mirror image are called chiral. And enantiomers have identical properties, however differ in their response to the plane polarized light. The enantiomers that rotate plane polarized light to right side is called dextro, while the other that rotates plane polarized light to the anti-clockwise direction is called levoisomer. Here in octahedral complex, this is one example which used to have the non-superimposable mirror image. This form is called dextroform and this one is the levoform. Now, octahedral complexes existing as both geometrical as well as optical isomer. If this is an example, you are seeing this is the cis isomer having two bidentate ligands taking adjacent positions and monodentate are taking adjacent position. This is cis and this one is also cis. But when monodentate are taking the opposite position, it is trans. At the same time, the cis isomer is also showing optical isomerism because it is having non-superimposable mirror image. Like square planar complexes. One more point, square planar complexes do not show enantiomers since they have mirror plane and axis of symmetry.